Nitamalizwa leo tu buduzi ananimaliza. Where Otai is on standby, who works for the national broadcasting. Otai yako huko naambiwa Otai leo alikuwa ameenda kufanya shughuli weekend, alikuwa ameenda kutembelea mtu Tanzania. But Otai, of course, what do you think about the final? What do you think about the third place playoff? And so far, this FIFA World Cup?
It's Peter Otai here, and I hope you in Nairobi are doing very well. Now, in regards to the finals of the FIFA World Cup, I have to say that this year's edition of the World Cup has been a very extraordinary. And I know there's been a lot of talk in regards to how everything is a little bit scripted, but I don't think if that is the fact. It's all about utilizing your chances and making sure that you reach to the final. And of course, that's what the Spanish and of course the Argentines have done to make sure that they reach the finals of the World Cup. Now, there's been a little bit of bantering going on in the media, especially in regards to two aspects. The first aspect will be the aspect of Lamal and Lionel Messi. We all know that Lamal has actually been a student of Messi for a very long time. He has been under the understudy of Lionel Messi in regards to, of course, both of them passing through, that is the Barcelona academy and everything. And of course, Lamal normally looks upon Lionel Messi in his career of football. We all know that's one of the reasons that's why there is that number 19 aspect, the shirt number 19 that Lamal is putting on. But if you draw back to 19 years ago, I think it's 19 years ago, whereby the family of Lamal actually did win a raffle with UNICEF, and it was his mother that actually was with the young Lamal in the presence of Lionel Messi when Messi was bathing the young Lamal. Who knew that this day would actually come to be a talking pointer today and tomorrow? Because I'm very sure in the final tomorrow, everyone will be talking about that photo when Lionel Messi 19 years ago was bathing the young Yamal in the presence of the mother, and now the two will be playing a final of the World Cup together, surprisingly. 19 years ago, that was the time. If you look at, again, another interesting fact is that Lamal puts on shirt number 19, and also surprisingly again, the final shall be played on the 19th. So that's how interesting that is. 19 years ago, Lamal was being washed by Lionel Messi. Lamal puts on shirt number 19 for both country and club, and the final will be played on the 19th of in July. So if you're a little bit superstitious, then you can actually go with all that. But that's a little bit of an off. I just wanted to bring it out. But also, we cannot remove the fact that two very good coaches are going to go head to head, and that is none other than Luis de la Fuente up against Lionel Scolani. These two will be going head to head and shoulder for shoulder. You know very well that Argentina are the reigning champions of the world, and of course the man himself, Lionel, managed to win the final after getting the best of France in the last edition, remember very well, in Qatar. Then of course when you look at Luis, the man himself, Luis de la Fuente, he managed to win the Euros with Spain recently in 2024. So you realize that it's the European champions up against the reigning world champions in a battle that pits together master up against student. Because in 2017, if I remember very well, the coach of Argentina was a student of the coach of Spain, that is Luis de la Fuente. The coach was actually the one in charge and making sure that he was giving the instructions when Lionel Scolani was getting his FIFA Pro license. So it was the coach of Spain who was actually his instructor. Now, they normally say in order for you to be the best, then you have to actually outlive your master. That is for those who have actually gone through Kung Fu classes and you've watched very many Kung Fu movies, because growing up as a child, I grew up watching a lot of Kung Fu videos and movies. And you remember during those days, let's say the Jackie Chans, when they were training, time reached where he had to verse his master. He had to actually fight against his master just in order to be successful. So when you beat your master, that's when you get the respect, and then you go. It means class is done because you've beaten the master. So today's scenario is going to be master up against student in the final tomorrow, and many would like to see where it goes. So if you ask me who's going to win it, I cannot lie to you really, but I anticipate a very good game of football. The tactics that the Spaniards brought into the game, you know, against the French, very awesome. They actually outplayed the Spanish and outplayed the French and taught them some very good football. On the other side, the Argentine, you know, they had fallen behind with only 5 minutes to go. Then there was that equalizer, then that winning goal and another goal, you know, that win over England was a very extraordinary. And so you have to say, we are going to have a very good game, a game of tactics, a game of techniques. So it's tactical, technical. That is how it's going to be in regards to the final. So I cannot tell you who's going to win, but just know the best team will definitely win. Well, that's what I can give you. Remember, the final will be live on Azam TV. We will be there together with other Kenyans in Kimani. You know, Coach Kimani alongside Chico Lawi and, of course, Bernard Otieno will be live on Azam Sports 4 for that one. So enjoy until then. Bye-bye.
We muganga na makungufu na Shaolin Temple na Bruce Lee. DJ Afro. Remember, this was Extravaganza. Thank you very much, Otai. Amesema kwamba anapigia hapo. Hii story utaniona zangu za macho. Now